Good morning. Morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're good. Great. Awesome. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. If you're doing the challenge, well done. We're on day 35, I think. Was it 36? Oh, either way. Well done if you've been rolling your mat out most days through the summer. Congrats. And hopefully you're feeling like there's some changes within the body, the mind, and you're benefiting. That's the main thing. We're going to begin lying down. We're focusing on hips today. I like to do hips on a Wednesday. So come to lie back. And once you've laid back, think about taking a diamond shape with the legs. So this is called Baddha Konasana. So yeah, diamond shape with the legs, lying down. Right. Okay. So it really depends on how the hips feel. If it's too much, you can place some cushions either side of the outer hips to help you, just to take the edge off. Obviously, it's just an option. You don't have to take diamond-shaped legs. And play around with the distance of the heels. Sometimes the heels closer or further away will change how this feels. So, yeah, closer, further away. It's going to feel different. Either way. Soles of the feet lightly touching, knees out to the side. You might want to kind of rock a little bit on the pelvis, that's fine. Arms, really depends how you feel this morning. I think it's quite nice to take them up and above the head. Some of you might want to rest them down on the belly, check in with the breath. Whatever feels good today. You do you, as always. That's what the next 45 minutes are really about, just spending some time with yourself. So on that note, aim to find a little bit of stillness as soon as you feel ready. And just check in with how you're feeling this morning. How are you? You know, each day we ask this question at the beginning of our practice, the answer will be different. It's almost like a mini journal, your yoga mat. Yeah. Easy way for you to check in. And all that work and effort of these conversations, this internal dialogue, which might seem repetitive or sometimes a bit exhausting. Oh, I feel the same. Oh, I don't know. Even that, those interactions with that internal voice, so healthy to build self-awareness. Yoga is the journey of the self to the self through the self. That's what we're doing right now. We're figuring out who we are. Really important, but really hard. So just try your best. With the knowledge, you're exactly where you plan to be the next part of your morning. You're just going to move and breathe, see what happens. No pressure, just breath and movement. So find the breath if you haven't already. Notice how it's moving this morning. Observe how it's feeling. And stay close to that breath, okay? As best as you can. Wishing you all a really lovely practice. On your next inhale, let's just guide the knees back together. So you might use your hands to help you. Notice how that feels. heel toe the feet a little bit wider, maybe as wide as the mat, and just let your knees swish from side to side. Oh, nice. And just go as deep as feels good. And it's fine that the hips are lifting. So as you go to the right, the left hip's going to lift and almost point the left knee away from you. So you get a gentle stretch through the front of the hip. And then as you go to the left, the right hip's going to lift and you're going to direct the right knee away from you. This is good. And think about the blade edges of the feet and the inner edges of the feet. That's what we're kind of rocking on here. It's an exhale to swish and it's an inhale to come back to center. Be mindful we're not rushing. Yeah, we're trying to move with the breath. Build that connection to movement and breath. Good. If it feels like you want to pause for a couple of breaths, that's absolutely fine. If you're liking the movement, stay with the movement. Awesome. Okay, let's come back to center when you're ready. Pick up the knees. Let's circle the knees a few times. Get the hips moving. Now, if 2 knees together and both hip circles is too much, just drop one foot down and then do the other foot when you feel ready. All I want you to do is just think about the thigh bone, the top of it, massaging the hip joint. That's all I want you to focus on. We're going to do these again in all fours. So this is just about moving them a little bit to get them warm. Make sure you've changed directions and notice the low back. We want the low back to be pressing down. We're kind of using the tummy muscles to help us here. Okay, if you feel ready, we're going to come into a happy baby. You might not be grabbing big toes. You might be holding the backs of the knees or the ankles, but it's the same position, yeah? Soles of the feet face the sky. It's like we're doing like a yogi squat with the legs, maybe just a touch wider. You can move around here. You can kick the heels towards you and away from you. Whatever feels good. Nice. Okay, we're going to come up to seated. So you have a choice. You can roll along the spine, or you might just push yourself to one side and come all the way up through a seated position. If you did roll, some of you might want to balance at the top of the mat, kick the heels away. Remember, you can also be here, still balancing. Let's see if we can do that for 5. For 4, lifting through the chest, nice and strong. For 3. Good for 2. Nice on 1. Let's bring the right heel in and slowly come down. Okay, so a little bit of twisting and side stretching here. So we're going to kick the left heel away and we're going to tuck the right heel in and just start to move the body from side to side. So gentle twisting. Yeah, I'm just using my hands to kind of right arm forward, left arm back, left arm forward, right arm back. Just warming up. You can also take the hands behind the head, whatever feels good. Just some gentle twisting. And then let's stay over to the right. So you're going to reach for the right knee, thigh, whatever's available. Maybe you're holding the ankle. And then the left hand is going to just help you to ease around. Right hand can almost mimic the spine behind you. Plant it. Let the fingertips of that back hand really push or extend the spine up to the sky. Like I said, it's kind of mimicking the spine. And that just helps because when we twist, we're inhaling to create space, to find the space. And then as we exhale, we're going into that space. Oh, lovely. Go gently. It's first thing in the morning. There might be some little clicks, creaks maybe. You can stay here. That's absolutely fine. If you want to add a little side stretch, the back hand's going to sweep all the way over. it's almost like towards your foot, the extended foot. You might have to change this hand position to get a little deeper into that side stretch. That's fine. Or some of you might be able to keep the twist as well. You can always lift this knee if you want a little bit. That's fine. Good, we're here for 3. Keep that extended leg nice and active. Drive the heel away for 2. Nice on 1. Listen carefully. Top hand's going to come back behind you. Maybe not as close to the spine now, because you're going to lift up into like a little mini wild thing. So sweep the left arm and come up. Oi! And then just come back down. Practice that a few times. Inhale, come up. So you're like on the shin and the inner edge of the extended foot. Inhale up and exhale down. If you want, you can stay with the movement, or you might want to pause at the top. Take the hand behind the head. Take the elbow behind you. The wrist and the shoulder are stacked of the grounded hand. We're here for 3. We're still pulsing maybe, or lifting and lowering for 2. Lovely. On 1, back down. Okay, feet together. Seated Baddha Konasana. So you've already done this little shape with your legs. You might move a little bit more here. Or you might be finding a little bit of stillness and coming forward. How do your hips feel? What does the body need or want this morning? How's the breath? Good. All right, let's come back up. And then when you're ready, other side. So we're going to bring the left foot in, extend the right foot away. And the angle of this is completely up to you. It really just depends how your inner thighs are feeling. And yeah, let's go back to those twists. So when one leg is brought in, the twist will feel different. So it's really important you do the same kind of movements here. And when we twist, it's from the sternum, the hips, the navel, that stays forward. So that's why hands behind head might be helpful, or just floating the arms forwards and backwards, because the shoulders get involved. And that's where we want to really direct the twist, chest and shoulders. Good. When you feel ready, you're going to pause. So this time the right hand comes across, the left fingertips come behind. How does that feel? Might be a little bit different on this side. Remember, the back hand, mimic the spine. Come tall on the inhale, ease round on the exhale. As the breath, when we twist, it can get a bit sticky. If you're struggling to breathe, maybe just ease off a little bit. Okay, you can stay here, or whee with the arm. Remember what you know. Adjust this bottom hand if you need to. You don't have to stay deep in the twist. The hand can just come out in front of you, or be a little bit closer to this leg. Good, we're here for 3. I should have said you can move the top hand, elbow, wrist, fingers. You know those far away places I often talk about. For 2. Good, on 1. If we forgot to do the other hand, let's do that whilst we do this move. So hand behind you now. It's almost like to the diagonal, and then sweep the arm and come up and down. Good, up. Sweep it in front of you. You can even go all the way around and behind you and down. If you want to move the fingers, the elbow and the wrist of the floating hand. If you paused on the first side, maybe pause on this side. Breathing for 3. Breathing for 2. I want to switch on the glutes here. We're squeezing the butt to send the hips forward. Lovely, on 1, back down. Nice, okay. Let's kick both heels out. Drive the heels away. Upavishta Konasana, wide-legged fold. And remember, you can stay upright and notice, how is the back here? It's so easy for us to be like this straight away. Really think about, some of you might have to kind of sit on something to help the sit bones come forward. And then you're either staying upright or maybe you're coming forward. But you want to come forward with a really long spine. Don't worry about, how far we're getting. It's really just about how it feels in the inner thighs. Yeah, it's not about getting the head to the floor. And if anything, we want the chest to come to the floor, not the head. Okay, so wherever you are, just pause here for a little bit. Same thing with the breath. Inhale to create the space. Exhale to come into the space. I vividly remember one of my first yoga classes many, many years ago. We're talking 20 years ago now, maybe more. Oh my gosh. And I remember looking around at this part of the class because it was actually like a Ashtanga class. I didn't know that at the time. Definitely wasn't beginners. And I was like, what is going on? And this pose came and everyone was they'd been going a long time, super straight on the floor. And I was up here. I was looking around, I was going, oh my God. And honestly, to get to where I am now with this one, years. So, yeah. Comparison, the thief of joy. Remember that one. And that's what's nice about practicing at home. You're just listening to your own body. It's, you can't get distracted by other people. So yeah, if that's you, don't panic. Stay upright. It'll come, or it might not. Might not. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter really, does it? Okay, let's come to tabletop. These are all just postures. The breath, the movement. That's what's important. Okay, how are we feeling in tabletop? Hopefully the hips are feeling a bit awake. Swish them from side to side. As you kind of swish, the shoulders will naturally want to come forwards and backwards as well. Maybe get some cat-cows in there. A little bit more focus on the lower part of the spine, so the hips, dipping the tailbone, lifting the tailbone. Good, okay, let's circle again, right? Now it's going to feel a little bit different. There's some gravity involved, there's some weight involved. So it won't just be kind of like the mobility of the hip, it will be the strength of the hip that is helping you to do those circles. So circle in both directions, go as big or as small as you want to. Good, and then when you're ready, extend and open up out to the side. So you want to get this as high as we can, yeah? So squeeze and lift. Try and get it as high as the shoulder. We're here and we're holding. Hopefully you can feel the outer thigh working here, outer hip for 3. Squeeze and lift for 2. It's like the shin is parallel to the long edge of your mat. Good on 1. You're going to kick that foot off the mat, yeah? Walk the hands back, float the arms up. Okay, so we're in this is called gate pose. And we're going to go all the way into a few side stretches. So just go from side to side to begin with. Just 2 or 3 on each side. And then when you're ready, you're going to stay over to the right. So you're going to slide your hand down the right leg. You're going to reach the left arm up and over. If you still want to move that top hand and you didn't do it before, go right ahead. And we don't want to kind of crunch into the side body here. We want to stay lifted through the waist and then go over for the side stretch for 3. Good, for 2. On 1. Come all the way over to the other side. See if you can float the hands down quite far away. So you're coming off your mat again because you guys are like this. Yeah? And then you're going to take a little side plank. Supported side plank. So as the left hand comes down, the right hand can reach up. Some of you might even float the right leg. You can stay here, or if you want a little bit of extra work, you can inhale, reach and extend. And you can exhale, knee to elbow and bend. See how you get on with those. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. Good. On 1, elbow and knee come together wherever you are. See if you can step the right foot forward. And then you're in a low lunge. Okay, nice. Hopefully we got there. Yeah? And you should be facing the front of your mat, swishing the hips forwards and backwards. So as we come forward, we're stretching the front of the left hip. As we go back, we're stretching the back of the right leg, the hamstrings. Okay? Right, let's stay forward in our low lunge, remembering what you know. Right hip back, left hip forward. If you want to come up, you can. But we're really thinking about that back foot and that left leg. We're trying to create a nice, like an arch from the back foot all the way up to the shoulders. If you want to add the hands in, you can, but we're focusing on lower body today. So I really want you to get that feeling in the front of the left hip. Press through the right foot, press through the back foot. Breathing here for 3. Hug right hip back, send left hip forward for 2. Good, listen carefully on 1. Bring the hands inside the front foot. So you might want to heel toe right foot out a little bit and see if you can get a little bit lower here. Some of you might want to tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and rock around here. Or some of you might keep the knee down. Again, yogi's choice. Front foot, again, some of you might want to wing it out. Some of you might want to hug it in. Really listen to your hips. How is the right hip feeling? If you hug it in, you're working the inner thigh, strengthening. If you wing it out, you're lengthening the inner thigh and working a little bit more in the outer hip strength-wise because it's holding it there. Muscles work in pairs. As one is kind of working, the other one is stretching and relaxing. Okay, let's add a twist. So maybe square the right foot a little bit more, reach the right arm up. Again, back knee can be lifted or it can be down. I don't mind. How's the breath? Stack the shoulders. Good, we're here for 3. Maybe we're looking up for 2. On 1, drop the knee, drop the hand. Let's slide the right foot back and we're in this kind of half press up position. If you want, you can stay here or we're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees and hold our first plank. Pushing the floor away, making ourselves super long, high on the toes, spreading the fingers, broadening through the shoulders and upper back. Good, we're here for 3. How's the breath in our high plank? Let's not hold it for 2. Good, on 1, knees down, take an inhale, almost draw the shoulders back. Let's take 3 presses, halfway, and then back up. Halfway, and then back up, just 3 today. Exhale halfway, and back up. Send the hips back, big toes touch, child's pose. Let it go. How's the breath? When you're ready, tabletop. Okay, we're going to do this on the other side. So maybe some movements before we get going, whatever feels good. It's warm today. It's warm, isn't it? This weather. Can't quite figure out what it wants to do at the moment. Right, left knee, ready to go? Let's hover the left knee and let's circle the left thigh bone. I think it's really helpful to visualize what you're doing anatomically. So if you think about this, the top of the left thigh bone is like a ball and socket. It's sitting in the hip. And as you circle the thigh bone, that ball and socket joint's getting a nice little massage. I say nice, it might not feel like it's a massage. It might feel a bit sticky and stiff, but that's why we're doing this. That's why we're moving the leg the way we are. building mobility and strength in the joint. And that's all mobility is really, you know, the ability for the joints to stay supple. Okay, when you feel ready, you're going to bring that knee up and out to the side, just like we did before. Okay, this time it's the left leg getting nice and high. And really squeeze it at the top, yeah? This is like a peeing dog pose. We're here and we're holding for 3, for 2. On 1, extend the leg, plant the foot off the mat. I've just changed my position so you can see what I'm doing. And then sweep the arms up and high and just go from side to side for a little bit. Strong legs though, yeah? So that foot, really plant it. Once you've done about 2 or 3 each side, pause. I'm going to go over to the left hand slides down, right arm comes up and over. And you want to feel a side stretch, but can you also feel a stretch in the outer hip? So almost send the hip that way as well. Yeah? We're here and we're holding for 3, for 2. Relax the top shoulder on 1, back to center. Same thing other side. The hand comes further forward than you think, or further along than you think. Remember, you'll be off the mat. Leg can lift or not lift. You're in your kind of supported side plank. Remember, you can stay here or elbow and knee together. Give me 3 more after this one, okay? Or maybe it's just 1 this morning. For 3, for 2, on 1, everyone lift the knee and the elbow just for 1 round, and then step the left foot forward, and you should be in a low lunge at the top of the mat with the left foot forward. Okay, how are we feeling on this side now? Inhale to come forward, exhale to come back. Stay forward when you're ready. Remember everything you know. This time we're redirecting the right hip forward. We're hugging the left hip back. Press through back baby toe. Check that leg is straight, yeah? Press through front foot. Relax the shoulders. Pull the chest through, but remember, we're focusing on right hip forward, left hip back. Arms are optional. Breath, essential. Let's take 1 more breath here. Good, and then hands down inside the front foot. Okay? Maybe tuck the back knee. Maybe do a little bit of movement here in your lizard. Remember that front leg can wing out a little bit, can come in a little bit. This is your version of lizard, what feels good. And then we'll add a twist. So right hand stays down, left arm comes up. Twist with the back knee lifted or not. Yogi's choice. Good. Take 1 more breath. And then listen carefully. We're going to slide back and do those presses again. So inhale. Let's just hold our plank very briefly. Remember everything you know. And you've got 3 presses again. So exhale, knees. And then halfway is 3. Or is 1, sorry. 2. Good, last one. And then push yourself back. Child's pose. Nice and extended, yeah? Let it go. So we're going to move forwards and backwards here now. So the front of the hips are nice and warm. So with this one, just see how you get on. Think about your positioning. So some of you might need to bring the hands close or further away because we've all got different proportions. But from here, I'm going to spread the fingers. I'm going to pull myself forward and bring my hips to my wrists and pull my rib cage through. Exhale, I'm going to go back. Yeah? Keep going. Inhale. I like to kind of point the toes as well. That really helps me feel that the hips are getting a nice stretch towards the wrists. Yes, I'm pulling my rib cage through. Yeah, I might be lifting my head, but the focus is on hips to wrists. And then exhale back. Good. Inhale forward. And we don't want any compression or pinching in the low back. So just be mindful. If there is, just ease off pulling the rib cage through. Focus on hips to wrists. That lower half of you. Strong through the hands. Shoulders stacked over wrists. That's the proportion. That's the positioning we want. Good. And then lower yourself all the way down to the floor, nice and controlled. Right arm out in front. Kick the left heel towards you. Grab hold of the foot. Extend through the thigh bone. Point the knee to the back of the mat. If it's not available, you can kind of loop a dressing gown rope over the foot, the ankle. Or you can just work on the strength, kicking the heel in towards you, maybe lifting the thigh. Either way, we're here and we're holding for 3, for 2. Nice stretch through the shoulder as well. On 1, just a quick switch. Reach, grab, or just hold. You can see how holding creates a stretch. If you don't get the hold or the grab, then we're working the strength by kicking the heel in, using the muscles for 3, for 2. Good. On 1, hands down, forehead down. Strong push up into high plank or supported plank. I don't mind. Either way, we're coming up and we're finding downward facing dog. Hips high, walk the feet in. And your first one. Notice how the backs of the legs feel. The side body, shoulders, head nice and heavy. Okay, when you're ready, inhale, right leg nice and high. So the front of the hip should be nice and open so we can go straight into that split dog. Remember, if that doesn't feel good this morning, you can always work from tabletop. Down dog is always just an option. Tabletop is a scaled down version. Try and get the knee high, stack the hip more. Feel that opening through the front of the right thigh and hip. Breathe in here for 3. Lift a little higher, stack hip more for 2. Look forward on 1, extend the leg, inhale. Exhale, you're going to kind of bring the knee to the elbow and step the right foot outside the right hand. So in that kind of lizard position, the toes are at 2 o'clock and add a twist. Good. Exhale, top hand down. Listen carefully. Back foot's going to meet the front foot in a yogi squat. Now, it's our first one, so we might be a little high. We might be bouncing around a little bit. We're going to do this again in a moment. So just be mindful. It's so easy to kind of use the flexibility just to dump down here. But are we strong in our yogi squat? Are we feeling like the spine is long, the chest is lifted, the feet are planted? Okay, when you're ready, take an inhale to lift the hips. Square the feet a little and take a forward fold. Hook the toes, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Let the head be nice and heavy. Let it go. Lean forward, hips over heels. Weight into the toes. Knees as soft as they need to be. Nice. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Let's work a little bit of strength. Version of chair or Utkatasana. Feet are wide on this one, shoulders are soft, navel's drawn in, weight into the heels. Breath strong for 3, for 2. On one, extend the legs, press the hands into the low back and just enjoy a little hip stretch here. So we've been opening up the fronts of the hips. Just do that a little bit more. Yes, you can think about the chest and the shoulders, but it's more hips forward. Lift through the chest. No compression or pinching in low back. If there is, you ease off. Good. Use your tummy muscles. Bring yourself back to center. Exhale, deeply fold. Inhale, big step back, lengthen, plank. Spread the fingers, push the floor away. If you're ready, chaturanga. Or you come back to the knees, whatever feels good. And then you can come to your up dog or your cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Hips back and high. Walk it out. Do what feels good. When you're ready, inhale from downward dog. Left leg comes high. Exhale, let's split it. Equal pressure through the hands, knee high, hip stacked. Breathing here for 3, square the shoulders. For 2, look forward on 1, knee to the elbow, left foot outside left hand. Lizard, yeah? Okay, move around here. And then when you're ready, add the twist. Left arm up, gaze up. Good, exhale, both hands down. Inhale, yogi squat, top of the mat. Let's go straight in this time. Inhale, push to stand, okay? So you're going to come all the way up this time. And then exhale, feet together, standing. Nice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fall forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, big step back to plank. Chaturanga or knees, I don't mind. Yogi's choice. Up dog or cobra. Think hips to wrists. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Let's do that one more time. If you want, you've got wild thing this time. If you fancy it, okay? Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, stay here in your split dog. Or maybe inhale, flip it and find your morning back bend and hips, okay? Think hips to sky. Squeeze the butt to help you. Lift and reach for 3. Or you're in your split dog for 2. Good, on 1. Getting back to your lunge can be tricky. So right hand down. Let's lift the right leg high and then step the foot through. Good. This time we inhale to a high lunge. Good. Sink a little deeper. Feel the hips working. Remember what you know. Right hip back, left hip forward. Breathe. Nice. Take an exhale. Let's open up into warrior 2. Flip and reach the right hand and then scoop it back. Peaceful warrior. Lovely. Inhale, come back to warrior 2. Exhale, float the forearm or the hand, extended side angle. Really opening up the hips to the long edge of the mat. Good, last one. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, extend the front leg. Take a half yogi squat in the back leg, Skandasana. Okay, that should feel really okay to go into. We've done a lot of preparation for this. And then push off the back foot, so it's your left foot, spring forward, and you're back in that twist. Right hand up. Good, exhale, hand down, big step back, vinyasa. We're meeting in downward dog. Okay, let's do that all on the other side. Take a breath in your downward dog first of all. Inhale, left leg nice and high. Exhale, split your dog. Maybe inhale, flip it. Or you just stay with your split dog. You don't have to flip it. If you are, wrist under shoulder, squeeze the butt, lift the hips for 3. For 2, let's all come back to 3-legged dog. Inhale, and then let's all exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Remember, left hip back, right hip forward. Feel the right hip open to the front of the mat. Take a brief inhale, and as you exhale, spin the back heel, warrior two. Relax the shoulders. Flip and reach the left palm this time, scoop it back. Peaceful warrior. Lovely, enjoy the side stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side stretch on the other side. Extended side angle, left hand down, right arm over. Relax the shoulders, strong back leg. Lovely, last bit, inhale back to center. Extend the front knee, turn the back toes out, Skandasana to the back of the mat. Deep bend in your right knee. Breathe here, just one breath, and then push off that right foot. Twist top of the mat, right hand down, left arm up. Good, listen carefully. Exhale, both hands right on top of the mat. Back foot comes to the top of the mat. Yogi squat. So turn the toes out, sink the hips down. Okay, so at the top of the mat in our yogi squat, and we're just going to pause here. Breathing. Pressing through the feet, not dumping. Active here, strong. Hands can be prayer or fingertips forward. Whatever feels good. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. Listen carefully on 1. You're going to find the floor. So I think it's quite good to take the fingertips behind you. Shuffle the feet forward a little. And we're back. Good. So finishing with figure 4 or Diya, I don't mind. So figure 4 is, let's bring left knee up and in and right ankle across. Yeah, this is figure 4. Or, there we go, okay? Or right leg across to the long edge of the mat. It depends if you've moved. But anyway, your legs are at 90-90. So 2 90-degree angles, right shin in front of you, left shin to the left of you. And then you come forward. So this is probably, I would say, a more intense, it feels different for me. Not necessarily intense, but different to figure 4. Both legs are involved, yeah? So that's option 1. Or, well, that's option 2. Option 1 was figure 4 with the right leg across. And sometimes when you do figure 4, it's quite nice to sway. That's absolutely fine. If you're in your Diya, your 90-90, to stay forward. Let's do 3 more breaths wherever we are. How is the breath? It's easy to get your head into the rest of your day now. Stay with the breath. Let's come up, inhale, and switch. So if you're doing your Diya pose, 90-90, come to that. And you don't have to lean forward. Sometimes this is enough, yeah, just staying upright. If you can feel it, this is fine. You might need to play around with the angles. Sometimes foot closer, further away will make it feel different. If you're doing your figure 4, just switch out your figure 4. Let's do 3 more breaths wherever we are. Stay with the breath. Okay, nice. Ease yourself up. Come out of your figure 4, yeah? And just heels as wide as the mat. Just swish the knees. Good, and we're going to finish seated. So come to cross-legged position, Sukhasana. Or let's take Siddhasana actually. Let's take one heel in front of the other. Doesn't matter which heel. Roll the shoulders, sit nice and tall. Maybe you're on a brick. Soften the shoulders, let the hands rest on the knees. Elbows are soft. Spine is long, crown of head to sky. Eyes closed, face soft. Just a few final breaths. Make these the most conscious, deep and meaningful breaths of your day. So easy to miss this part. I was that person, yeah? But let's not. Let's stay. Let's embrace stillness. Let's find a bit of peace and calm in something that's not comfortable, possibly. If this feels easy for you, enjoy the stillness, enjoy the peace, enjoy staying. Sit in the comfort. Just give me 5 more breaths. Nice long exhale wherever you are. Breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3. Breathe out for 3, 2, 1. 4 more. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Just 2 more. Deep, rich breaths in. Long, slow, steady breaths out. And your last one, maybe inhale, reach the arms nice and high. Make yourself super long, and then exhale, hands float down, chin to chest, little bow down, sign of gratitude. Well done, everyone. Send gratitude to yourself, to your fellow yogis. Always gratitude from me for joining me online. Thanks for coming along. Well done if you're on the challenge, or maybe you're just rolling out your mat most mornings now. This is great. Lovely to see you. Have a good day. Happy Wednesday. Bye.